Alright, hello everyone. I'm Winky, and today I'm going to talk about the partial interval recording. So, in the following presentations, you will see me describe the definition of the partial interval recording, and secondly, I'll provide some examples of when do we use it, and thirdly, I'll talk about the rationale for choosing these measurement procedures, and then I'll go into detail about how do we collect the data. And finally, I will demonstrate how do we use these procedures. So let's get started. So first of all, what is partial interval recording? It is an interval recording method. An interval recording strategy involves observing whether a behavior occurs or does not occur during a specified period of time. So once the length of an observation session is identified, the time is broken down into smaller intervals that are all equal in length. So when we're using the partial interval recording, the observer records whether the behavior occurred at any time during the interval. The partial interval time sampling is not concerned with how many times the behavior occurred during the interval or how long the behavior was present, just that it occurred at some point during the interval. If the target behavior occurs multiple times during the interval, it is still scored as occurring only once. So here are some examples of discrete behavior that can be observed using partial interval recording. It includes swearing, hitting, participating in class discussions, and making some positive statements to peers and others, etc. So, what are the advantages of using these recording strategies? So, it is it provides an estimate of frequency and duration of a behavior, and it provides information about where or when behaviors occur within a larger time period. And it also measures something that is often difficult to measure, like disruptions or class participations. So just like what I talked about, so when the behavior that you're looking at is not easily counted, you can measure the behavior by counting the number of time intervals in which the behavior occur. Some behavior is not easily counted when, first, it is difficult to tell exactly what the behavior begins or when it ends, or second, it occurs at such a high rate that it is difficult to keep account on it. Third, if the behavior happens so quickly that it is hard to catch, say the behavior itself does not last for a very long time, so you may use the partial interval recording methods to measure this behavior. A cons must has two sides. So apart from the advantages, what are those disadvantages of the partial interval recording? First, it requires an observer's undivided attention. Like observing and recording data can be very challenging, especially when using a stopwatch, since the person recording must attend to both the timing of intervals as well as the student. And with partial interval recording documents whether behavior occur or not occur, but will not provide information about how many times a behavior occurs within that interval. So these are the disadvantages of using that. So how do we actually collect the data when we are using these measuring procedures? So I'll use a case studies to explain how do we collect the data. So for example, if a 20-minute observational sessions may be separated into 2-minute intervals with 10 boxes that are used to record the occurrence of the behavior. So in partial interval recording, the observer marks down whether a behavior occurs anytime during the interval by a circle yes for the occurrence and no for the non-occurrence. A student may engage in the behavior multiple times during the interval or only once, but still we will circle yes as an occurrence of the behavior. So once the recording is complete, the observer counts the number of intervals in which behavior was observed, and a percentage of intervals with the behavior is documented. For instance, if the teacher is interested in measuring positive social interaction skills, he may use partial interval recording to measure the percentage of intervals a student is making positive statements, such as way to go or good flow. If one or more positive statements were made in 3 out of 10 intervals, then the students engaged in a behavior of interest during 30% of the observational sessions. So in the following, I'm going to demonstrate you guys how we can implement these procedures. So the target behavior that we're going to examine is staying calm. That is, we want to assess to what extent Jimmy remains calm during playing video games. So staying calm behavior is defined as Jimmy is not allowed to engage in any body tense behavior, and he needs to play the video game nicely. And secondly, Jimmy needs to sit very nicely when playing the video games. He's not allowed to hit the solver or being too excited by jumping on the solver. So what are the procedures? First, each minute will be divided into 4 10-second observation intervals, and in each observation intervals, which was followed by the 5 seconds in which the observer, that is me, can record the occurrence or the non-occurrence of the target behavior during the preceding 10 seconds. The observer first watch students continuously for 10 seconds and then look away during the next 5 seconds and record whether students have been staying calm at any time during the previous 10 seconds by circling yes or no on the recording form. And after the 5-second interval, the recording, student's behavior, the observer look up again and watch another interval continuously for 10 seconds. So now I'm going to demonstrate how we can do that, and then here comes to the practice time. Alright, so in the following video, we're going to examine if Jimmy is staying calm when he's playing video games. So let's begin. Alright, so he's calm, so we'll circle yes for the first trial. And now comes to the second trial. So you can see that he's not calm and he hits the solver, so we're gonna circle no for the second trial. So here comes to the third trial. So he's very calm, so we're gonna circle yes again. So here comes the last one. You can see that he exhibiting the body tensing behavior, so he's not calm, so we circle no for the last trial. So we can conclude that during 50% of the observational sessions, Jimmy is not calm. Alright, so now it's practice times. I want all of you to examine if Jimmy is staying calm when he's playing video games. Alright, so I'm gonna tell you the answer at the end of the video. So let's begin. The second time. The third trial. The fourth trial. The end. Alright, so you can see that there are 3 trials out of 4 times that Jimmy is exhibiting not staying calm behavior. So during 75% of the observational sessions, Jimmy is not staying calm.